So moksha sannyas yoga, the perfection of renunciation. So there are various parts of this chapter. Let us go to the parts directly. This is question Arjuna is asking. Similar question, third time. Arjuna Vacha, he asked in the third chapter, fifth chapter, and again here, 18th chapter. Sannyasa se mahabhavo tattvam ichchami veditum tyagasya cha rishikesha pritak keshini sudara. Arjuna said, O mighty Aman, I wish to understand the purpose of the renunciation tyaga and of the renounced order of life sannyasa. O killer of the Keshi demon Rishikesha. So again, please tell me about sannyasa tyaga. Shri Bhagavan Vacha, the Supreme Personality Godhead, said to give up the rehearsal activity is called renunciation, tyaga by the wise, and the state is called renounced order of life by the great learned man. So Krishna is repeating the point that we have to give up the result of activities. We are not giving up the activities. So to give up the result of activities, that is called that is what is expected, not to give up activities. Some learned man declare that all kind of fruitive activities should be given up, but there are others who maintain the act of sacrifice, charity, penance should never be given. Last chapter we studied Sattvic, Rasic, Tamasic, sacrifice, charity, and penance. अब ये क्या है? Very easy. Yagna dana tapa karma, acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance should not be given up, but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls. So never we should give. In fact, there is a tendency that's called karma sannyasa, and which was not appreciated by our Acharya Prabhupada, neither by his Guru Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada. Even to this day, you find in holy places some people just sitting with a begging bowl. They don't do any work, nothing. They don't contribute to society in any way. And Acharyas have condemned such kind of life. In fact, Acharya Prabhupada used to say that they should be given some kulhadi so that at least produce our own food. We have to contribute something to the society. You're expecting society to feed you, then you should contribute something. Not that I am very special and I will sit down and I am doing namasmarana, you feed me. No. And that kind of life is not practical today. Everybody should be busily engaged. Sacrifice, charity, penance should be continued. All the activities should be performed without any expectation of result. That is a beautiful thing. If you do that without expecting anything in return, then you're considered a noble person. Just like, see, they're saving a sheep life, considered noble. They should be performed the matter of duty. O Sanaprita, that is my final opinion. A person becomes very respectable. Now this chapter will be dividing everything based on the three gunas. Even you saw previous chapter, there was a division of the sacrifice, charity, penance, which is sattva, rajas, tamas. Here some 7-8 items will be divided based on sattva, rajas, tamas. Let us start the process, and it will, because this chapter is very big chapter, I'll make it very fast because of that. So 18.7 prescribed duties are given up in Tamoguna. That is called mode of ignorance. We tell him you have to get up in the morning. We tell him you should eat this. Oh, yes, sir. He doesn't want to follow anything because of ignorance. 18.8, you have a duty to take care of your parent. Oh, no. That's ignorance. Now, at this point, it tries it, difficult. He tries to get up as well. Honestly, it's very difficult. Out of passion means he tries, but then he gives up because of difficulty. Ignorance, he just doesn't want to think about it. Just like going to the classroom for a small child, not a small child is over. As a college time, there's a class now, I'm not going. There is Tamoguna. Rajoguna, I'll think of going, but with difficulty gives up. Or a subject to be studied, out of ignorance, he will not study only. Rajoguna was very difficult to throw it out. Or say cooking in the afternoon, it's very hot. Tamogada person will not get up only. Rajoguna, I'll go to kitchen. It's very hot and throw up and sleep. Goodness he will do is a matter of duty. He will do in spite of inconvenience. So everything should be done as a matter of duty, and that is more of goodness. Tamoguna, don't even think of doing. Rajoguna, think of doing it, but giving it up because of some difficulty. Then Krishna explains how 5 factors of action are there. Place of action, analysis. This is Sankhya means analysis. One thing is place of action. Then the performer. Suppose you want to hold this class, place of action. I need a place to sit. You need a place to sit down and hear. Then performer, I have to gather, you all have to gather. The senses, I need some, my voice is clear, I hope. The senses, we need some senses to, the admins, my voice is very clear.
Yes, Prabhuji, it is clear.
Crystal clear. Okay, I hope so. The performer, place of action, the performer, the senses. So I need some instruments like the camera, I need some audio equipment so you can hear very clearly. The endeavor, even after I collect all this thing, I have to put an effort to speak. You have to put an effort to hear. You have to put an effort to speak. I have to hear. And ultimately, which is forgotten is the Supreme Lord. Generally, any planning, any action, any event, we sometimes think only about ourselves, the performer. But there are places you need. Good management, you need a place. Think about a place, how you are in the place, how is the room. The senses, you have to think about all the equipment, your own mouth, everything is in order. And you have to put an endeavor after that. Know that all these things are there, but I'll not endeavor. And finally, there is something which you always forget. Even though good planner in management will take care of place of action, performance, sense in the endeavor, he'll forget the Supreme Lord, who is the ultimate sanction. If his sanction is not there, very simple thing will become very difficult. If his sanction is there, most difficult thing becomes very simple. Everything is ready. Okay, so in its first thing, any you want to set up something, you need a place. Then you need the people, the performers. Then you need senses. Then you need an endeavor. Even after all this is there, they put an endeavor to do things, and finally the sanction of the Supreme Lord, without which nothing will happen. One who considers himself the only doer, not considering the 5 factors, certainly not intelligent and cannot see things as they are. Now let us divide things into 3 kind of knowledge based on the modes of material nature. So this is a little exercise of 7-8 items, Sattvic, Rasic, Tamasic, Sattvic, Rasic. By the time if I finish this, we will be almost in the middle of the book. That knowledge which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all existence, undivided and the divided is the knowledge of the mode of goodness. This is Sattva-guna. He understands the presence of soul everywhere, presence of Supreme Lord everywhere. But knowledge by which one different type of living entity is seen to be dwelling in different bodies, the knowledge in the mode of passion, some kind of philosophy in between. And knowledge is very meager. Just I am the body, that's Tamoguna. Okay, so knowledge. Sattvic knowledge, understand presence of soul and Lord everywhere. Rasic, some kind of silly philosophies in between. And Tamoguna, I am the body. That's it, like animals. A dog thing is dog. He has no better understanding. Action, that action is accordance to the duty which is performed without attachment, without love or hate, by one who has renounced fruitive action. It's called action in the mode of goodness. Action performed with great effort by one. So when action is performed out of duty, that becomes Sattva-guna. When action performed to satisfy yourself, that is Raja-guna. And no action is performed, person simply sleeps, that is Tama-guna. That's like one student doesn't go to college, sleeps in his room. One student goes to the college, but want to become famous, want to become noticed, want to become respected, Rajaguna. And Sattva-guna, he goes to do studies, but as a matter of duty, that's my duty. Very respectable and worshipable. Just like parents take care of the child, why? Duty. They become immediately respectable. Suppose the Prime Minister of the country says, give me 100 crore, I did so much hard work for the country, you'll not like it. Even though he deserves maybe, but why you'll not like it? Because he should be doing it as a matter of duty. You cannot demand money for that. Then you don't, duty makes you worshipable. And Rajoguna is out of some personal desire. Tamoguna is no duty, simply sleep. Intelligence, what is to be done, what is not to be done, your clear discrimination, that is Sattvic, some confusion, 31st, that is Rasic, and you do reverse. What is not supposed to be done, you do. What is supposed to be done, you don't do. That is Tamasic. That understanding is Tamasic. Determination, which is unbreakable. You cannot shake him. He wants to accomplish something, he'll do it. Acharya Prabhupada, Guru ordered, spread the mission all around the world. After that, he made that a mission of his life. And even though he didn't succeed for 26, 44 years, no success. Just one disciple in India. No problems, peaceful. Suddenly Krishna gave everything. So we should be very peaceful. What is to when Krishna wills, things happen very easily. Okay? And so that is unbreakable. But then determination, which is holding to some profit in economic development. So what happened then? One step forward, 10 steps backward. When there is some loss, always any business lost happens. Sometimes results don't come immediately. Person goes into depression. And then they take medicines and they destroy themselves. 35, no determination. Only at least Rasic person is thinking about some profit and passionately wants to acquire some profit, name, fame, money. That is the determination. Tamasic person, he has a daydream. If you remember, I remember I was a small child. College, we are daydreaming. I'll become the king. Whole world will worship me. Open, daydreaming. Eyes are open. I'm thinking, people are clapping. I'm going here. I'm doing there. I became this. I became that. Without studying, simply sleeping. Only daydreaming. And this is beautiful happiness. In the beginning, this sattvic thing is like poison. I remember, I don't know how many of you had a similar experience. I used to go to Nainital. I belong originally to Nainital, even though I stayed in Delhi. So in summer, we used to go to Nainital. The Delhi is hot. Go to the place, our native place. And my Nana, or not Nana, someone uncle, we used to stay in his place. And he used to give us a glass of boiled neem leaves. I don't know how many of you have taken it. It's good for health. It's very, very, very bitter. And so many things are like that, Ayurveda or many things in life, which are very tough. Now getting up in the morning, very tough. But then it shapes your spiritual life very nicely. So in the beginning, it's like poison, but later becomes nectar. And Rajasic happiness, in the beginning is nectar, later is poison. Say tomorrow is a cricket match and you have studies. Sattvic means I'm not going to go there, and you start to study. And Rasic means now I whole night I spend enjoying the cricket match and tomorrow I fail. Tamasic, at least he enjoying now, tomorrow he'll have pain. Sattvic means now there is pain, tomorrow is pleasure. Just 1 minute. Okay, so that happiness derived from the contact of sense of the object, which appear at beginning nectar and later poison, is passionate. And that happiness, which is blind to self, the beginning, a delusion from beginning to the end, which arises from sleep. This happiness is like taking drugs. Now pain, pain to pain. Sattvaguda, very, very interesting. Pain to pleasure. Just like you tell your children, please study. They study. It's pain now. Not a pleasure. Getting up in the morning. Any good habits presently may be pain, but tomorrow is a nectar. You want to become a good person, you have to do some tapasya, sit down, get up on mornings, sincerely chant Hare Krishna, avoid liquor, smoking, and if they're addicted, it's very painful. Rehabilitation is very painful. But then the nectar, you get free from unwanted habits. Rajoguna, now it's a pleasure. Now let me smoke, drink, watch movies, now pleasure. But tomorrow, bad career, health is spoiled. Tamoguna, take drugs. Now also pain, tomorrow also pain. You die quick death. Sattva is pain to pleasure. Rajoguna is pleasure to pain. Tamoguna is pain to pain. That's what tamoguna is called, madness. Now, I just taken one or two pictures from what I discussed. This was knowledge, which says undivided, spiritual nature present everywhere, and determination is unbreakable. That's Acharya. All day work. He used to just sleep for 2 hours. The 4 kind of ashrama based on the modes of material nature. Oh, even ashramas are based on, in the chapter previously said, Chatu Varna Maya system, Krishna says, responsibility should be based on Guda and Karma. And today that is a mistake. There is responsibilities people are taking, but there is only what we study is their skills. And nobody study, no placement department will ask anything about ethical qualities. Do you drink? Do you smoke? They don't ask. Professional life is different, personal life is different. Nonsense it is. If you want to take any responsibility, and it's not true. How many times in the world a prime minister or how many times in the world we had a prime minister or some person to resign because he did not show ethical qualities? But somehow people feel you should separate the Western phenomena, the nonsense. In our culture, very high ethical demands are there on a teacher or a person who is intellectual, guiding the society. His personal life should be very pure. And he has to show 9 qualities. That's called a Brahmana. Brahmana is not by birth. You have these 9 qualities, then you're a Brahmana. You should know this work of a Brahmana, Patan Patan Yajana Yajana Dana Pratigraha, and you should have qualities of a Brahmana. Samo, full control of the mind. Dhamma, control of the senses. Tapa, very austere. Shaucham, very clean. Shanti, very tolerant. Arjavam, it's very honest. Jnana, full of knowledge. Vijnana, of realization, wisdom. Astikyam, full faith in the Lord. That's the 9 qualities of Brahmana. And the Kshatriya has 7 qualities. Shaurya, heroism. Teja, power. Dhiti, determination. Daksham, resourcefulness. Yuddhecha apilayanam. He should not be scared in a battle. Danam, very charitable. Ishvara bhava, leadership. These are all different qualities of a Kshatriya. Vaishya, 3 qualities. Krishi goraksha vanecham, agriculture, cow protection, and trade on them. Today, what we do, they are not Vaishyas really, they are trade. Ugra karma we call it. It's nonsense karma. Real Vaishya deals, first thing is he has to protect the cows. Then Goraksha, Krishi, organized agriculture. Today nobody is organizing agriculture. You see, most of the land is lying empty. Then they say no food. Goraksha, protect the cows. And Vanijyam, and trade on these products. Like Nand Maharaj is Vaishya, even not trading on all this, your stock exchange. He was trading on these items. That's actually classical setup. Today things are a little different. Vaishya, Parichayatmikam karma, and Shudra, only one quality, obey the higher classes. This is how it was divided. Please note, it is not done by birth. It is based on the qualities. Satvik, Rasik, Tamsik. Brahmana is Satvik, Kshatriya is Rasik, Vaishya is Rasik and Tamsik, and Shudra is Tamsik. Nothing to do with birth. By virtue of the Lord, who is the source of our being, who is all-pervading, man can, in the performance of our duty, attain perfection. So all the 4 should cooperate. Brahmana wants knowledge, Kshatriya wants power, Vaishya wants money, Shudra wants to sleep. So all 4 still doesn't matter the different psychophysical condition. They should cooperate to serve the Lord. When in the body, there is a pain in the leg, then also you go to hospital. All the angas are important. Like suppose tomorrow, now after Adhika Masa is going on now, we are having, then Kartik Masa is coming. We do special prayers in the evening and worship. You are welcome to join even after this event. So then what happens? It's starting 23rd of this month. So one more batch is coming in between. It's starting on 9th, the next batch. That will be Adhika Masa also and Kartik Masa also. So now what happens? So you say that I want to please engage in a festival. So yes, some people have to do that. Some people have to do worship for the Lord, organize. He can sing for the Lord. Some people have to cook for the Lord. Different things. Like somebody decorates a temple. Different duties are being done, but nobody thinks I am higher or lower. That is not the idea. Is all 4 are cooperating. They're skilled in different way. Somebody is good in the knowledge, somebody is skilled in administration, somebody is skilled in the finance department, and somebody labor department. All four departments there in every company. It is there in a body, head, arms, belly, and leg. Division is there. That's natural. But point is, all the four divisions should do their part. They should be trained for that. That's not happening today. There no ethical training and no skill training properly for these things. Therefore, there is intervention there. And better to do your own duty than to try to imitate others' duty. Elephant tries to climb the tree, it will be difficult for it. Now, after discussing the three modes, practically 2/3 of the chapter goes into that. Now Krishna comes again back because his Bhagavad Gita is, this last chapter is revising everything, whatever he has taught. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Shochate Na Kanshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhakti Lavate Param. So Krishna says one person comes on the spiritual platform, Prasannatma, he becomes joyful. So this world is actually miserable because the body is temporary, life is temporary, and there is so much suffering in the world. But, one big but, if you come on a spiritual platform, you become joyful, etc. Prasannatma. Na shochati na kanshati. You don't hanker for anything. You don't cry over what you lost. You're peaceful. So only on a spiritual platform you can achieve happiness. Samaha sarveshu bhuteshu, you become to every living entity. They want to make brotherhood. How can you have brotherhood without having common father, Supreme Lord? Samaha sarveshu bhut, then you see equal everybody. Okay? Because Lord is seeing equally, you also see equally. Mad bhakti labate para. In that situation, person achieves Mad bhakti, pure devotion service unto me. Bhaktya mam abhijanati, Krishna says, only by pure devotion they can attain me. Bhaktya mam, only by devotion, no other way. Not by karma, not jnana, bhakta. As somebody is telling, bhakta is for emotional people. So don't speak like that. Bhakti is a spiritual energy of the Lord. It's not just karmi is jnani, can't even dream what it is. A pleasure of service to the Lord, that's called bhakti. Just like when you eat gulab jamun. But the taste of it, that's called taste, sweetness. So similarly, bhakti means the sweet pleasure of serving God, which only great acharyas experience and they share. Otherwise, how can you do it every day? It's not a sentiment. Bhakti amam abhijanati, only by bhakti you can know Krishna. As the pleasure of service to the Lord increases, transcendently increases by Krishna's mercy. And finally, Lord appears in front of you. You chant Hare Krishna, is so sweet, so sweet, so sweet, and then Krishna is standing in front. When you achieve love of Krishna. Tato mam tato gyata vishate tadanantaram. And by that only we can enter into the kingdom of God. Sarva karvani api sada kurvano mad vapashayaha mad prasadat avapnodi shashvatam padamapayam. Though engage in all kind of activities, my devotee under my protection reaches the eternal and imperishable abode by my grace. See, by following strictly rules and regulations, how much happy they are. Look at their face. They're so happy. Acharya Prabhupada, even though brought people all around the world into Krishna consciousness, never played with the rules. You see that you can notice he's a sannyasi. All women are sitting little distance from him. They'll not sit just next to him. Little distance they're keeping. Because even though he's their father's age, all rules and regulations strictly being followed. And they see they're wearing the dress of sadhu. In India, we don't wear this dress. And how much bright they look. You follow rules and regulations, keep away from intoxication, keep away from gambling, keep away from relation with women outside marriage, and keep away from meat. You see, the face immediately brighten up. Yes. Even though actually Acharya Prabhupada in India offered to everybody these processes. Medicine was ready, but nobody wanted to take the medicine. He offered, please follow these 4 rules and chant name of the Lord, you'll become happy. Oh, what is the use of all this? We had to wait 44 years. And who agreed? Westerners. For them, it is impossible to follow all this thing. But they agreed to come forward and they became devotees and they are the ones who spread the mission all around the world. Later, Indians picked it up. Today, ISKCON is biggest in India. But in the beginning, we had nothing in India. Not even a single center. 108 centers were in America and other countries. Later, India it has picked up. Machita sarvadurugani mat prasada tareshati asachetatam ahankaraha nashosashi vinangshati. If you become conscious of me, you will pass out all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. Krishna saying, you don't follow me, Arjuna, you'll be lost in the cycle of birth and death. Which planet, which species you'll be thrown, you do not know. Please follow the instruction I've given Arjuna very carefully. It's for your good. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hidadesh Arjuna tishtati. So Krishna says, I am the Supreme Lord and I'm sitting in your heart. Out of love, Krishna accompanies every living entity separately. Just like Krishna stayed with every queen in Dwarka, he's similarly staying with all of everybody in the heart as Paramatma. Invisible to you, but he's the one managing everything. He's the one managing your life. You can't see. And he's very alert, not that he's neglecting you. He's directing the bordering of all living based on the kind of desires you're cultivating. He's arranging your enjoyments. Just like in a tree, there are so many fruits for you, but sometimes the fruits are bitter. Sometimes fruits are sweet. And I'm sad. Okay? This body is compared yantra. Yantra in, santra means machine. The body is a machine for that soul. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shanti saranam prapshi sashvata. Krishna utterly take shelter of this Paramatma within your heart. He has come to guide you. And here is Pratap Rudra in front of Jagannatha, who's smiling always from ear to ear, doing service. Iti te jnanam akyatam guhyat guhyataram maya vimsheta dasheshena yatechasi tatha kuru. Arjuna, do what you want to do. I explained to you the most confidential knowledge. There are 3 truths in Bhagavad Gita. You're not body, we are spirit, soul. Number 2, Paramatma is sitting in everybody's heart. Number 3, devotion service to the Lord makes you ultimately happy. These 3 knowledges in the Bhagavad Gita is also known as Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, or also known as Satchit Ananda. So all the 3 knowledges have been revealed, Krishna says to Arjuna, to you. I've explained it thoroughly. If you want, I'll explain again. Any problem? And now you decide what you want to do. It's your decision. I have finished my class. See, Krishna did not force. And he continues, Manamana, Arjuna, always, these are beautiful worshipable deities in Mangalore, Shri Radha Govinda. And I wish that after you finish this Corona is over, please do visit. We have a beautiful guest house. Do let me know before you come. I can keep it clean and ready for you. Stay with us for some time. And it will be very nice to meet you and personally share our experience of practicing Krishna consciousness and take any further guidance. So these are our Shri Radha Govinda deities. Manamana Bhamadha Bhakto. Always think about the Lord. Bhamadha Bhakto. Become my devotee. Madhyaji. Worship the Lord. Mam Namaskuru. Offer your obeisances. 4 things. Nobody can stop you from doing. Thinking, you can think whatever you want. Madhbhakta, you can think to devote yourself to anything. Madhyaji, you can worship whoever you want. And you can pay obeisance to anybody. Krishna is saying, do to me. It's your freedom, whom you want to do. Nobody can stop thinking what you want. It's on your power to think what you want at any moment. Krishna is saying, think about me. Mam evesh satyam te prachijane priyase. If you do that, you'll certainly come to me. Why? You're very dear to me, Arjuna, if you do all these things. And then, now the final instruction of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, after that there are no other instructions. Saradharman parityaja. Krishna says, give up all varieties of ideas you have concocted by this dharma, my Kshatriya dharma, this dharma, that dharma, that dharma. Forget everything. Mam ekam sharanam vaja. Take my shelter, Arjuna. Aham tvam sarapapi. I'll give up. I'll forgive you for all your nonsense that you've done in your life. So aham tvam sarapapi. Moksha Shami, I'll liberate you from all the reaction to your sinful activities that happened by you, knowing you accidentally. Moksha Shami, I'll liberate you from that. Don't worry, Mahasucha, I'm capable of doing that. Therefore, I said, you sit down attentively, chant Hare Krishna, all your papa karma is washed away. And you go back to Krishna's kingdom. Abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me, and I should deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. Then Krishna has finished his instructions. So therefore, if you cannot remember anything, at least remember this verse. And this verse explains so many decisions in Arjuna's life. Now Krishna says, Idam te nadapaskaya, na bhaktaya, kadachana, na cha ashushuve vacham, na cha mam yo abhisuyati. This confidential knowledge may not be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotion service, nor to one who is envious of me. So these 4 kind of people don't tell. What are the people? not austere. Because knowledge, some don't do this, I say, and they're not austerity to follow. Don't smoke, don't drink. I can't stop it. And no use telling Gita to them. Are devoted, or who are devoted to me, no use telling, because whole Bhagavad Gita is nothing but devotion to Krishna. Engage in devotion service, not only simply devoted, engage in practical service to the Lord. And one who is envious. What is the use of telling glory is the Lord? Somebody is envious. You don't tell that. They become more angry. So Krishna said, don't waste your time with these kind of four kind of people. Rather, I look at it another way, this verse. And these are the qualities within me which are not allowing me to surrender to the Lord. So let me acquire these qualities, I will be able to surrender. Want to explain this supreme secret to the devotee, devotion service is guaranteed, and at last he comes back to me. So Krishna said, if we do all this thing, you will achieve the lotus feet of the Lord. And there is no Natu Tasmad Manusheshu Kaship Me Priyakritam. There is no servant of the world more dear than this. Actually, Sri Prabhupada's whole life was a sacrifice. Whole life. So there is no servant as dear. Trying to spread the message of Gita. And this is person becomes very, very dear. You capture the heart of the Lord if you do that. Acharya captures the heart of the Lord by doing this. And now Krishna says, those who declare these studies, this sacred conversation, worship me by his intelligence. You're trying to understand Bhagavad Gita, you're worshipping Krishna by your intelligence. Till now, the letter was there in every house in India, the letter is there, but people do not systematically study. At least you made a brief attempt. And I can tell you this study should continue. It's left to you. I have given all options to you. On the weekend, this course is going on. You can please join us. One who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reaction, attains to the planet where the pious dwell. So if you listen to Bhagavad, see how faces are so pure now. The face in the index of the mind. Hearing, hear Gita Bhagavad, the mind is totally purified. Except the Acharya, there is no Indian. All are foreigners. But you see how much happily they're hearing message of Bhagavad Gita. One who listens with faith without envy becomes free from sinful reaction and attains to the planets where the pious dwell. So if you hear Bhagavad Gita, you get so many benefits. Now Arjuna, his conclusion after hearing Bhagavad Gita. What is Arjuna's condition after hearing Gita? Nashta moham smritim labdhva. He says, Krishna, my illusion is over now. Tat prasadad maya achyuta. Oh Krishna, by your mercy, this is the condition now. Sito asmi gata sandeha. I'm free from all kind of delusion. Karishe vachanam tava. This is the most important line. Prabhupada said in the Bhagavad Gita is the most important line. Karishe vachanam tava. If after hearing this course, you say, okay, I'll obey Krishna, then our whole attempt is successful. Karishe vachanam tava. Yes, Krishna, I'll obey you. Obey you means keep a pure life and chant the holy name of the Lord. That's what you can do. You don't have to, like Arjuna, do all this war. That's not what Krishna is asking now for in Kali Yuga. Wherever you are, just chant the name of the Lord. Now there is no point in killing people. Everybody the demon. You'll have to kill everybody. Rather, by chanting the name of the Lord, you purify your heart and remove the demon from your heart itself. Sanjay said, I have now heard the conversation between two great souls. Sanjay is concluding, Krishna and Arjuna. So wonderful is the message, my hair is standing on the end. By the mercy of Vyasa, I have heard this most confidential talk directly to the master of all mysteries of Krishna, who was speaking to Arjuna. O King, as I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment. O King, when I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, Krishna's form is so beautiful. 200 form, 400 form, Vishnu, so beautiful. I'm stuck with even a greater wonder and I rejoice again and again. And then the last verse of this chapter and last verse of Bhagavad Gita, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, wherever there is Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanudana, wherever there is Arjuna, Tatra Shi, there is victory. There is, Shi means opulence, Vijaya means victory, Dhruva, determination, Niti, morality, Matirimama, that is my opinion. Where there is Krishna, the master of all men, where there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there is certainly opulence, victory, extraordinary power, morality, that is my opinion. This is what it is, and that means who is going to win the war? Yudhishthira or Duryodhana? Yudhishthira. This is Sanjaya says, my dear Dhritarashtra, I'm sorry, the war is lost. Because Bhagavad Gita began with Dhritarashtra asking, what happened? And he's saying, war is lost. Even before the battle, he said, sorry, war is lost. You lost the war.